Yep, okay. We're pouring our liquid nitrogen around our bearing that is in a little bit of a holder. The holder is a little bigger diameter than what I wanted, but it was what we found here already. This top is falling apart on our dewaar. We have some bigger ones. This is our smallest one since we don't really have a big job. I didn't want to spend that much on it. They get a lot for this liquid nitrogen here in Fairbanks, way more than down in the States. This was it was a bunch. It was a bunch, and then we'll mark it up a little bit. It's going to be a little under $300 to the customer by the time we're done, and we're not gouging him.
Fair market value.
But down in the States, I think you can get this thing filled for about $30, $20, $30. When I first started buying this, I would get one twice this size filled for $5 at the same place.
In America or here?
Here, right here in Fairbanks.
Wow.
Same company, $5.
We should riot.
And which it's been 40 years. I've been doing this kind of stuff, but it was about 20 years ago that they decided the prices had little by little been going up here, and about 20 years ago when they just all of a sudden we went from 10, 15, 20 to 60, 80, 100 each time I go in there, 150, 160.
We should riot.
You try and leave it in there enough to where the boiling quits, which it won't totally quit because we have the big shaft above it. This calculates out if it is at the full 320 below that this is, did we hit our higher, thicker side or our normal side on that?
On what?
Our thickness on this. I didn't actually measure it. You measured it. Our thickness.
On which part?
The thickness. The thickness over the ball?
Oh, yeah, no, we're right in the middle again. We're right at 55.
Right in the middle.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. So we got about 5 thousandths, 5.5, somewhere in there for compression on this overall, which should be fairly snug. And the freezing should give us 10 thousandths of shrink. So we should have 5 thousandths clearance that we can tap it in. But the problem is that sleeve is really thin on this particular situation because there's not a lot of casting. We couldn't go very thick. So with the thin sleeve, you want it to be a little bit tighter because if it moves at all, the sleeves just go away. You'll see a lot of times with thin sleeves where they just die anyway. But so we're putting it in a little tight. And the tight will help due to the fact of being thin. And it's probably cool enough, but we might as well use our nitrogen and know that it's cool instead of wondering. You can actually get lack of oxygen from the nitrogen. But you can see it here.
So breathe it all in.
But there's nitrogen in the air anyway. I mean, what's around us is already 80% nitrogen. And 0.0038 of 1% CO2. Yeah, nothing.
I hate it when that happens.
The plants like it. They'd actually like a little bit more.
Roll call for the environment. That's what I'm hearing.
It's still boiling. I'm going to let it boil down some more. And if I get it crooked, then it goes, it won't drop in even though you got the clearance, and that's part of why we have a hammer for backup to tap it a little bit. So that if I get it crooked, we can tap it straight, make it go, because it'll be heated up from the warm housing in a matter of just a couple seconds.
Can you use dry ice for cooling stuff like this?
Dry ice is kind of warm. It's only 109 below.
But you could.
Well, a lot of people do. It just doesn't do as much. Yeah, it's in there. Okay, yeah. We've had some things on steel where they have not gone in, and I've said bigger hammer, harder, and Austin was taking that to heart. This is cast iron. It was medium tap to start, making it straight, but we got it in, and we're all good.
That's the first time, the only time we've ever done this, and you've said not that hard. The only time.
Yeah, yeah.
What was
And our little holder here, we used magnets for holding it on, besides sort of fitting the shape of the bearing cup. And yeah, it was just a matter that I was crooked. You can see it's now it's solid. Now it has become one with the case. But I'll still wait a little while before I pull that out. But it is one with the case now.
They hate fun.
Yeah. Did we show that? Put them back in our magnet collection.
Wow.
A lot of work for one little race. But that's what the guys do when they're running the Indianapolis 500 too.